There is something about the quiet hours before sleep that most people never think about. The day ends, exhaustion settles in, and the body simply shuts down, or so it seems. In reality, those hours of darkness are when some of the most important work happens inside you. Repair, restoration. A kind of biological housekeeping that determines how you will feel when your eyes open again. For centuries, people in different cultures have understood this intuitively. They developed habits around bedtime that were meant to support what the body does naturally while the mind is absent. One of the simplest and most enduring of these practices involves a single spoonful of something sweet, taken just before the lights go out: raw honey. Not as a treat, not because it tastes good, though it does, but because something happens when you give your body this particular substance at this particular time. And over the course of about 5 days, those effects begin to reveal themselves in ways that are subtle at first, then increasingly difficult to ignore. I want to walk you through what actually occurs inside the body when someone adopts this practice consistently. Not the exaggerated claims you might find elsewhere, not promises of transformation or miracle results, just the biology, the mechanisms, the quiet accumulation of effects that unfolds when you work with your body's natural rhythms instead of against them. Before I continue, I should be clear about something. What I am sharing here is educational. It is not medical advice, and it should not replace the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. Everyone's body responds differently to dietary changes, and if you have specific health concerns, those deserve individual attention from someone who knows your situation. With that understanding, let us continue. The night is not simply an absence of day. Physiologically, it represents a distinct state with its own priorities and processes. When darkness falls and you prepare for sleep, your hormonal landscape begins shifting. Cortisol, the stress hormone that keeps you alert and responsive during waking hours, starts its gradual descent. Growth hormone prepares to surge. Melatonin rises. Your nervous system transitions from its active, sympathetic mode into the parasympathetic state that governs rest and digestion. Your brain, remarkably, does not power down. It enters different phases of activity, cycling through stages of sleep that serve different functions. During the deepest of these stages, something fascinating happens. Cerebrospinal fluid flows more actively through brain tissue, clearing away metabolic waste products that accumulated during the day. This cleaning process is essential for cognitive function and long-term brain health. Meanwhile, your digestive system, though slowed, continues working. Your liver performs hundreds of tasks, filtering blood, processing hormones, managing the body's energy reserves. And it is here, with the liver, that the story of bedtime honey truly begins. Your brain is hungry. Even during sleep, it consumes an enormous amount of glucose relative to its size. This fuel must come from somewhere. During the long hours between dinner and breakfast, the body relies primarily on glycogen stored in the liver. When those stores run low, something unfortunate can happen. The body perceives a fuel shortage as a threat. It responds by releasing stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, to mobilize emergency energy from other sources. This is why some people wake suddenly at 3 or 4 in the morning, heart racing, mind inexplicably alert. The body triggered a stress response to deal with an energy crisis. Sleep was sacrificed in the name of survival. What happens when you take a spoonful of raw honey before bed is surprisingly elegant. Honey contains roughly equal amounts of glucose and fructose. The glucose portion enters your bloodstream relatively quickly, providing immediate fuel availability. The fructose follows a different path, traveling to the liver where it gets converted into glycogen and stored. This creates something like a time-release effect: energy for now, reserves for later. On the first night, you probably will not notice anything dramatic. The body is simply receiving an input it did not have before. But internally, the liver is banking that glycogen, preparing for the overnight hours in a way it could not without that fuel delivery. By the second night, some people begin sensing a difference in how they sleep. The interruptions become fewer. That jarring middle-of-the-night wakefulness, the kind where you lie there wondering why you are suddenly conscious, may start to fade. This is not universal. Some people take longer to notice changes. Others are simply less sensitive to the fluctuations that were happening before. But the pattern, for many, begins emerging around this point. The third day marks an interesting threshold. With consistent evening honey consumption, the liver is no longer operating in deficit mode. When an organ is not constantly scrambling to manage a crisis, it can attend to its other responsibilities more effectively. Detoxification processes that happen naturally during sleep can proceed without interruption. Hormone processing becomes smoother. The downstream effects of these improvements ripple outward into systems that might seem unrelated at first. The gut begins responding around this time as well. Raw honey contains compounds called oligosaccharides that the human digestive system cannot break down. Instead, they travel intact to the lower intestine, where they serve as food for beneficial bacteria. This is prebiotic activity in its most natural form. You are not introducing new organisms. You are feeding the helpful ones that already reside within you, giving them an advantage over the less beneficial strains competing for the same resources. Day 4 is where cumulative effects start becoming more apparent. Sleep has likely stabilized. The liver is functioning with adequate fuel reserves. The gut microbiome is receiving consistent support, and anti-inflammatory processes have begun quietly doing their work. Raw honey contains antioxidants, flavonoids, phenolic acids, enzymes that survive when honey is not subjected to excessive heat or processing. These compounds interact with inflammatory pathways throughout the body. This does not mean honey treats any inflammatory condition, but chronic, low-grade inflammation, the kind many people carry without being aware of it, may begin to ease slightly with consistent exposure to these protective substances. By day 5, something that might be called momentum has developed. The body has had nearly a week of supported nighttime restoration. Several interconnected systems are functioning with resources they previously lacked, and the effects extend beyond what happens during sleep. Let me describe some of the specific changes that tend to emerge during this period, though I want to emphasize again that individual responses vary considerably. The first and most direct effect involves sleep architecture itself. Honey facilitates a natural biochemical cascade. The modest insulin response it triggers allows tryptophan, an amino acid, to enter the brain more readily. Tryptophan converts to serotonin, which then converts to melatonin. This is the body's own pathway for initiating deep, restorative sleep. Nothing is being forced. The process is simply being supported. Second, blood sugar stability through the night improves. The wild fluctuations that disrupt sleep phases and trigger stress hormone release become gentler, more gradual. For people whose sleep was being fragmented by these invisible metabolic events, the difference can be significant. Third, liver function during sleep becomes more efficient. With glycogen stores adequately filled before bed, the liver can prioritize its other nighttime tasks: blood filtration, hormone metabolism, toxin processing. These functions happen more completely when the organ is not diverting resources to emergency fuel production. Fourth, gut health receives ongoing support through the prebiotic action of honey's oligosaccharides. This is a slow process, not something that transforms the microbiome in a few days. But the foundation is being laid for gradual improvement in the bacterial balance that influences digestion, nutrient absorption, and even mood regulation. Fifth, inflammatory balance may shift over time. The antioxidant compounds in raw honey offer protection against oxidative stress and support the body's natural anti-inflammatory mechanisms. For people carrying chronic low-level inflammation, this consistent input can contribute to a calmer internal environment. Sixth, immune function benefits in ways that connect to both gut health and sleep quality. A substantial portion of immune tissue resides in the digestive tract. Better gut ecology means better immune readiness. Meanwhile, the immune system does critical work during sleep, producing protective compounds that depend on uninterrupted rest. Seventh, brain waste clearance. That glymphatic process I mentioned earlier operates more effectively when sleep is deep and continuous. By supporting the conditions that allow for better sleep, honey indirectly supports this essential maintenance function that protects cognitive health over the long term. Eighth, metabolism may respond in unexpected ways. Contrary to the idea that eating before bed promotes weight gain, properly fueled sleep can actually support healthier metabolic function. When the body is not stressed, when cortisol is not spiking unnecessarily through the night, it can focus on repair and restoration rather than defensive fat storage. Ninth, cellular repair and regeneration receive support both from improved sleep quality and from the antioxidant content of honey itself. Growth hormone, which peaks during deep sleep, drives tissue repair throughout the body. Protecting cells from oxidative damage during this process allows regeneration to proceed more effectively. 10th, stress resilience during waking hours often improves as a downstream consequence of everything else. When the body has genuinely rested, when stress hormones have not been spiking repeatedly through the night, people frequently report feeling calmer and more capable of handling daily challenges. This is not a direct effect of honey so much as the natural result of physiological restoration happening as it should. Now, for those who want to try this practice, the method could not be simpler. About 20 to 30 minutes before you plan to sleep, take 1 tablespoon of raw honey. The raw designation matters enormously. Commercial honey that has been heavily processed, heated, and filtered loses many of the beneficial compounds we have discussed. Look for honey that specifically says raw on the label, ideally from a source you have reason to trust. You can eat the honey straight from the spoon. Many people do. Others prefer mixing it into a small amount of warm water or herbal tea. If you choose this route, make sure the liquid is not too hot, as high temperatures can destroy the enzymes and other delicate compounds that make raw honey valuable. Some people add a splash of apple cider vinegar or a squeeze of lemon. These additions are optional and may offer their own benefits, but the honey alone accomplishes the primary work. Consistency matters far more than precision. Taking honey one night and skipping the next 3 will not produce meaningful effects. The body responds to patterns, to repeated inputs that it can adapt to over time. 5 days is a reasonable minimum for beginning to notice changes. Longer periods reveal more. There are people who should approach this practice with caution or avoid it entirely. Infants under 12 months should never be given honey due to the risk of infant botulism. Anyone with diabetes or blood sugar regulation issues needs to consult a healthcare provider before adding any sweetener to their routine, regardless of how natural it might be. Those with severe allergies to bee products should obviously stay away. And if you are taking medications, particularly those affecting blood sugar or blood clotting, speak with someone qualified before making dietary changes. For everyone else, the risk is minimal, and the potential upside is worth exploring. You are not committing to anything permanent. You are simply running a small experiment on your own body, paying attention to what you notice. And that attention is perhaps the most valuable part of this entire practice. Not the honey itself, but the awareness it invites. Most people move through their days disconnected from the subtle signals their bodies send. Sleep quality, morning energy, afternoon clarity, digestive comfort. These things fluctuate constantly, but few people track them or connect them to behaviors from the night before. Trying something simple like this gives you a reason to pay attention, to notice patterns, to become a more careful observer of your own physiology. I have no interest in convincing anyone that this practice will change their life. That kind of promise belongs to salespeople, not to honest exploration. What I can say is that the biological mechanisms are real, the historical precedent is extensive, and many people find genuine benefit from this small nightly ritual. Whether you become one of them depends on factors too individual for any video to predict. Your body will tell you what it needs if you learn to listen. If you decide to experiment with this, I would genuinely like to hear what you observe. Not confirmation of what I have said here, but your honest experience, whatever form it takes. That kind of shared observation teaches more than any theory ever could. Thank you for spending this time with me. Whatever your night holds, I hope you rest well and wake ready for what comes next.